State environmental regulators and town officials have now installed water and air filtration systems in several homes in Limerick. They acted after finding that 2 cancer-causing chemicals had seeped into private wells near an old town dump.
The systems are removing the chemicals, but as Vivian Lee explains, residents are still worried about potential long-term health risks.
Jessica Wynn shows us how this mitigation system in her basement prevents toxic chemical vapors from entering her home.
And this just lets us see that there is actually suction, that it's getting enough suction.
She also has a carbon filtration system to purify her drinking water. The systems were installed after high levels of the chemical TCE were found in her well late last year. 10 homes along Central Avenue were tested for both TCE and PCE in water, soil, and air. These cancer-causing chemicals were once used for industrial cleaning, but were banned by the federal government because of serious health risks, including organ cancers. The chemicals can seep into the soil and bedrock and travel through groundwater. Regulators believe the contamination is connected to the old town dump behind Jessica's house.
Our initial testing.
At a town select board meeting late last month, Maine DEP officials shared water, soil, and radon test results. Jessica's home and 2 others had contamination levels above the state's remedial action guidelines.
We've had 2 rounds of sampling so far that have confirmed that the systems are working and PCE and TCE are non-detect.
Question about the filtration systems.
Residents also had a chance to ask Tom Simmons, the assistant state toxicologist at the Maine CDC, about the possible health effects of long-term exposure to these dangerous chemicals.
We wouldn't expect to see those health effects at these lower levels. Again, we set the remedial action guidelines to be conservative. So if you're just above those, we don't expect there to be a health effect.
But Jessica, a mother of 4 who has lived in this house her whole life, still has serious concerns. Wynn's mom died of renal failure, and her uncle across the street, who also had high levels of these chemicals in his well, had kidney cancer.
What should we be looking for later down the road? What do we do to for precautions that we can take, and just so we know.
Affected residents are encouraged to share testing results with their providers. Maine DEP plans to continue to do water, vapor, and soil testing throughout the end of the year.
It will probably phase off to a quarterly basis and continue that way unless there is more rise in results.
Regulators are also considering installing monitoring wells at the former dump site. In Limerick, Vivian Lee, News Center, Maine.
The town and Maine DEP are paying for the maintenance on the water and the radon systems.